Hello everyone, and welcome to a 20-minute practice focused on stretching out and relieving tension in the neck and shoulder area. Take a moment to come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Sit up on a blanket or block if needed. This will help with any rounding in the lower back. Begin to make half circles with the head. Roll the right ear towards the right shoulder, then chin to chest. Roll the left ear towards the left shoulder. Do this about 4 more times. Try to match movement with breath. Exhale into center, and inhale to each side. On your next inhale, head comes back up to center. Lift the right arm slightly away from the side of the body. Keep the arm straight, flex the hand. Palm faces the floor. Let your head fall towards the left, then bring your left hand onto the right side of your head, on top of the right ear. And just rest the left hand there, elbow relaxes down. Don't actively pull down on the head. The idea is to let the weight of the arm gently stretch out the right side of the neck, to let gravity do the work to draw the left ear towards the left shoulder. Hold here for 10 deep breaths. In this practice, we'll stretch deeply and breathe deeply, holding each pose for about 10 full deep breaths, to let the body really respond to each position and really get the benefits of the stretches. You can close your eyes while you hold each pose to make it more of an internal practice. Remember that if at any point a posture or position becomes too much, you can adjust or come out entirely. If there's pain at any point, come out immediately. This practice is meant to serve you, so please listen to your body throughout. Release the head, left arm comes down, and head comes back up to center. Switch sides, extend the left arm out straight, slightly away from your left side, and flex the hand, palm faces down. Your head falls towards the right. Bring your right hand onto the left side of the head. Cover the ear. Rest the hand there, relax the right elbow down, and again just let the weight of the arm gently bring your right ear towards the right shoulder. Hold and take 10 deep breaths. We tend to hold a lot of our stress and tension around our shoulders and neck without even noticing it. Sitting in front of a laptop or computer means our shoulders can constantly be up around our ears, and we often don't take the time to notice and correct the scrunching. This can lead to chronic tightness that we might think is normal, since we aren't really affected by it day to day, but it could really result in higher chances of injury due to lack of flexibility. And release the left side of the head. Right arm comes down, head comes back up to center. Inhale, lift the arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist towards the right. Left hand comes onto the right knee, and the right hand is on the mat behind you. Then begin to let your head tilt towards the side. Left ear moves towards the ground to stretch the right side of the neck in a slightly different spot from before. Let gravity draw the head down. You can play with the position of the head here a bit to find a spot that feels like it might need more attention. And when you find it, just settle in and take 10 deep breaths. Close the eyes if you wish. Head comes back up, unwind from the twist, hands on the knees. Switch the cross of your knees. Inhale, reach arms up and overhead. Exhale, twist to the left this time. Right hand on left knee, and the left hand behind you. Let the head tilt forward. This time the right ear moves towards the ground. Find a spot in the neck that feels good to stretch, and then just breathe here. Try to focus on the inhales and exhales here rather than letting the mind wander and following the mind in all the directions it may want to take you. Just be on your mat now, taking care of you. Head comes back up and unwind, face forward again. We'll move into a seated version of cat-cow. Hands on knees, inhale, move the chest forward and between the arms. Exhale, chin towards chest, round into the back. Stretch through the upper back. Hold onto the knees with the hands. Repeat about 4 more times and follow the rhythm of your own breath. And come back to center. Roll forward onto your hands and knees, come into tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees under hips, toes are tucked. On an inhale, extend the right arm towards the ceiling and twist open towards the right. Exhale, place the right hand behind your back or come into a half bind if that's in your practice. From here, let your head drop down, left ear move towards the floor, and again, stretch the neck out in a slightly different spot than before. Notice whether the left elbow is locked out or hyperextended, which mine has the tendency to do, and bring a micro bend into the elbow. Hold and breathe. Notice the sensations. If the mind wanders, gently bring it back to the body and back to the breath. Bring the head back up, extend the right arm towards the ceiling again, then place the right hand back onto the mat under the right shoulder. Inhale, open up towards the left arm reaches towards the ceiling. Exhale, place the left hand behind your back or come into a half bind. Check in to make sure there's no hyperextension in the right elbow. Let the head drop down, hold and breathe 10 breaths. Notice when you want to come out. Watch that feeling come and watch it go. On the mat, we learn to not react immediately to every feeling, every thought. From this practice, we learn to be this way off the mat as well. Bring the head back up, reach up again with the left arm, then come back to tabletop. Left hand under left shoulder. Reset and check your alignment in tabletop. Then on an inhale, lift the right arm towards the ceiling and twist open to the right again. Exhale, this time bring the right arm through underneath your left arm. Bend into the left arm. Bring the right shoulder onto the mat, close to where the right hand was. Right arm is extended straight. Place the right ear onto the mat and look towards the right hand. You can press into the left hand to roll more onto the right shoulder for a deeper stretch if that feels good to you today. And breathe here for 10 breaths. Thread the needle arms. This is a great stretch for the shoulder and upper back. In stillness, we learn a lot about ourselves and our patterns. Being still can be quite difficult, especially for those of us who are used to constantly going. That's myself definitely included. But only when we become still enough to observe our patterns can we then make the necessary changes. Press into the left hand to come back up to tabletop. And repeat on the other side. Inhale, left arm comes up towards the ceiling, twist open to the left. Exhale, thread the left arm below the right, bend into the right arm, left shoulder comes onto the mat, left ear comes onto the mat, left arm extends straight, and look towards the left hand. Hold and breathe 10 breaths. Feel the stretch in the left shoulder and upper back. And again, if you would like, you can press into the right hand to bring more weight into the left shoulder and intensify the stretch. Press back up into tabletop. You can move the knees back a few inches and then lift the hips up into downward dog, or step back into plank and lift into downward dog from there. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out here. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Come into a forward fold. Bend the knees so that the low ribs come onto the top of the thighs. Then clasp the hands and bring the thumbs to where the bottom of the skull meets the neck. Place the hands there and let the elbows draw down towards the floor. And again, we're not actively pulling on the head. We're letting the weight of the arms gently lengthen out the neck and the spine. Hold and breathe here. Notice your breath. Continue to breathe deeply even though you're folded over. Notice the mind and bring it back to the breath, to what you're feeling in the body. Release the hands onto the mat, then inhale and come up halfway, flat back. Clasp your hands behind your back or grab your elbows behind your back. Exhale and fold forward again. Bend into the knees to bring the lower ribs to the thighs. If the hands are clasped, try to draw them forward and up over the head. Make sure the elbows are not locked. Mine have a tendency to do this. Make sure the shoulders don't crunch down around the ears. Lift the tops of the shoulders away from the ears. Hold and breathe into the sensations in the shoulders. This is a good chest opener as well. And maybe your hamstrings are speaking to you here. As long as it's not pain, see if you can go fully into that sensation. See if you can short circuit a reaction that you might normally have, and remember that you're in control of your response in any situation, both on and off the mat. And release the hands onto the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Switch the clasp of the hands behind the back, other thumb on top, or switch which forearm is on top if you're grabbing your elbows. Exhale, fold forward, and hold and breathe. Then release the hands or elbows, bring the hands onto the mat, bend into the knees, and sit back onto the mat. Come into a comfortable seated position and sit up on a blanket or block for more support. Extend the arms out to the sides at shoulder height. Extend the right arm up, palm faces behind you, and then bend into the right elbow. Place the right hand behind your back. Right elbow points up and the right tricep is by the ear. Use your left hand to gently help guide the right elbow up and back. Keep the left hand on top of your right elbow, or extend the left arm out to the side, point the thumb down towards the floor. Bend the left elbow and bring the hand as far up the back as it will go. Clasp the right hand if you can, or hold on to your shirt. Hold and breathe. Make sure to press the back of the head back in line with the spine, and continue to look forward rather than at the ground. And feel the stretch in the shoulder, the armpit, the tricep, the chest. This is Gomukhasana arms or cow face pose arms, and it really helps to relieve stiffness around the neck area. Release the hands, extend the arms out to the sides at shoulder height, and switch sides. Left arm up, palm faces back, bend into the left elbow and place the left hand onto your back. Use the right hand to adjust the left elbow up and back. Keep the hand there or extend the right arm out to the side, thumb facing down. Then bring the hand up the back and try to clasp the left hand. If you don't reach, grab onto your shirt. Hold and breathe. Check in with the position of the head. Press the back of the head back. Reach up through the crown of the head and look forward, or close your eyes here. Release the hands back down to the mat beside you. Roll forward into tabletop, then shift the hips back onto your heels. Come into child's pose. Knees can be together or apart. If apart, bring your big toes together, forehead on the mat, arms extended in front of you. Now bend into the elbows, bring the hands into a prayer position behind your head or your neck. Walk the elbows forward on the mat to stretch out the triceps further and create more space through the chest. Bring the shoulder blades together onto your back. Hold and breathe. This is by far one of my favorite positions. It makes me feel like I'm in my own little cave. Also, the fact that I'm both bowing forward and have my hands in a prayer position, it brings a certain feeling of safe surrender. Release the hands, come up to tabletop, then come into a comfortable seat. Check in with how you're feeling after this session. And hopefully this brought some relief to your neck and your shoulders. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through this practice. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Namaste.